Hello, welcome to Block 3, Equality and Equivalence, Lesson 2. I'll share my screen. So, in your previous lesson, you learned and understood the use of equality. You learned the meaning of equality. In this lesson, we're going to work on understanding and using fact families. What does fact families actually mean? You're going to see it in this lesson. And it's a very important building block in understanding, again, algebra and in solving some algebraic equations, which we'll see in future lessons. But before we start, I want you to do the retrieval practice questions, or some of you call it starter. Pause the video and do it in 3 minutes if you can, or you can work at your own pace. Do it even quicker or at your own pace slower than 3 minutes. Okay, assuming you've paused the video and you've worked through these questions, here are the answers. Let's discuss them. So for question 1, you were asked, what is the total value of the bar model? Remember, we always add the bars. Okay, we always add the bars. So this one is just 15 add 22. And then you're told to write down the expression represented by the bar model. So if we write 9, if we add 9, the bar for 9 to C, we'll have the expression 9 plus C, or 9 at C. And then this here, you're asked to write down the expression represented by the bar model. Remember our early lessons, we add the bars. Okay, so this will be 5 lots of W. Okay, all right. If I show you this, okay, returning to what we did in our starter or retrieval practice, what facts can you find using this bar model? So we're talking about facts families, yeah? So fact families refers to the different calculations that you can get from a bar model. When you see one, you think about it and you say, okay, I can spot a few calculations from the bar model. So the first one we can see is 15 add 22 is equal to 37. Okay. The next one we can see is 22 add 15 is equal to 37. And I'm sure you haven't forgotten the word we used in one of our early lessons, commutative. Commutative. So addition is commutative. So the order of how we do the calculation does not matter. Have a think. What other calculations can you spot from this bar model? Okay. We can actually spot 37 subtract 22 equal to 15. We can also spot 37 subtract 15 is equal to 22. So these are the 4 fact families that we can find from this calculation, or from this bar model, I mean to say. What about this one? Would it change the fact families? Not really. We'll get the same. Okay? We'll get the same as these calculations, regardless of whether the 22 and the 15 are written above and they're swapped around. Okay? We'll get the same calculation. So the width of the bars are the same. Okay, we've now introduced letters. So algebra, obviously, when you see letter, you think about algebra. All right. What facts can you find from this? Thinking about what we did before with the numbers. So going back to the numbers. Okay. What facts can you find? All right. I'm sure these are the facts you can find. You can say 7 add y is equal to 18. Remember, we always add the bars. And addition is commutative. So we can just switch the 7 and the y around. And what about the subtraction fact? Have a think. Well, we can have 18 subtract y equal to 7. We can also have 18 subtract 7 equal to y. Okay. What we've learned so far is that you can look at a bar model and write different fact families. We've mainly looked at writing the 4 fact families of addition, 2 addition, and 2 subtraction that you can get just looking at a bar model. So I want you to have a go at questions 1 to 5. So here, the first one that I can display is questions 1 to 3. So pause the video and answer these questions in 5 minutes. Okay, assuming you've paused the video and you've worked through the questions, here are the answers. So these are the different fact families we can find from those bar models. Okay. There's not much explanation to do here. I'll just make a quick comment about question 2. Annie is writing the fact family for this bar model. She writes y is equal to 19 add 31. Of course, you know that's wrong because 31 is equal to 19 add y. And then if we write all the fact families, you see that Annie is incorrect. And here's the answer. All right. See, these are all the fact families. All right. Okay. Here are questions 4 and 5. Pause the video and answer the questions. You can do these in 2 minutes, or you can take longer depending on your pace of working. Okay, assuming you've paused the video and you've worked through this, here are the answers. So these are all the fact families. Now, this is going to be very useful in the future when we start to work with algebra problems, when we start to solve algebraic equations. So being able to spot and understand the different fact families you can have for a particular calculation is a very useful skill. So question 5, you were asked to write 2 addition facts and 2 subtraction facts for each bar model. And here they are. Okay. Right. What about this calculation? Here, remember we always add the bars. If we add the 4 lots of 6, we can write this as 4 lots of 6 equal to 24. Right? So we can write this as this calculation. We can also remember that multiplication is commutative, so we can switch it around. We can actually write 4 times 6, 4 lots of 6, or 4 times 6 equal 24. We can also write another fact, okay? We can also write another fact, which is 24 is 4 lots of 6. Or if we look at it as grouping things, we can say 24 divided by 6. So we're putting 24 into groups of 6 is the same thing. Yeah. It's the same thing as 24 divided by 6. So either way, we've written all the facts we could get from this model. So I want you to take a look at this really carefully because it's going to be useful in future calculations. And we can switch things around. Okay. So the numbers can be on the left-hand side while the calculation can be on the right-hand side. It is still the same. What about this one? Can you spot that we have 5 lots of A equal to 18? Have a think. How else could you write this calculation thinking about the facts that we were able to get from here? So here is what we could get. 5 lots of A is the same thing as A times 5 or 5 times A. And remember, in algebra, we can simply write it as 5A equal to 18. We can also say 18 divided by 5 is equal to A. You can see we have 5 bars. And we can write it the other way around. You remember the facts that we were able to gather uh, from the bar model, which had just numbers. And then we can rewrite these in algebra form, the way we should normally write things. So this is 5A equal to 18. 18 divided by over 5 equal to A, and 18 over A equal to 5. What about this one? Here, Jack says the bar model represents the equation 14 is equal to 6.2 H because 6.2 and H are next to each other. Always remember, we add the bars, so he is clearly wrong. Okay? He is clearly wrong. The proper calculation for this is 14 equal to 6.2 add H. Okay. What we've learned so far is you can gather facts about a bar model, multiplication facts, by thinking carefully, knowing that multiplication is commutative, and you can think about division as grouping or as sharing. Okay, so you can swap the calculations around, okay, to represent the facts of the bar model. So pause the video and answer questions 6 and 7. All right, assuming you've paused the video and you've really thought about these questions and you've answered the questions, here are the answers. For question 4, question 6, you've been asked, write 2 multiplication and 2 division facts for each bar model. Okay, you can simply write these, 6A. Yeah, you can write 15 is equal to 3 times 5. You can see that. Yeah, 3 lots of 5. And we can actually switch things around, right? So 15 is the same thing as 5 times 3. Okay. And then 15 divided by 3 is the same thing as 15 divided by 5. Okay, so we can switch things around. Okay, 15 divided by 3, okay, is equal to 5, and 15 divided by 5 is equal to 3. So these are facts we can write from here. And these are the things you see here. Question 7, you ask, draw a bar model to represent each fact. Okay, so for this one, Question 7, your bar model can look like this. Okay, so you can see here for the question 82.3 minus 30. So you can clearly see the 30 and the 51.6, 30.7 and the 51.6 can be two separate bars while you have a big bar of 82. This one represents a multiplication bar. Okay, so you can see for C, right? Since it's a multiplication bar, it means you're having 3 lots of 23, and that's what you can see here. See that? Sorry, 4 lots of 23. Yeah. So K would be the big bar, then you have 4 lots of 23. Here you can see you're going to have, for D, you're going to have 6 lots of W. Why? You can clearly see here. You're dividing 108 by 6 to get W. So remember what we said about grouping? So you have 6 lots of W. Now here, we can represent it as a bar. G at 98 is equal to 152. So we can have a big bar of 152. Then 2 bars of G and 98. You can see it there. Okay. All right. This brings us to the end of our lesson. So what have we learned so far? We have learned that you can write facts from bar models. And these facts are going to be useful as we explore solving algebraic equations. And the facts, you should know that addition is commutative and multiplication is commutative. You can also think about the aspect of sharing and grouping when you do division facts. Until next time, take care and bye-bye.